If you're serious about supersonic flight, then this must surely be the place to visit. The Naval Air Station at Patuxent River, Maryland, or PAX, home to the US Navy's elite test pilot school. John Glenn, Neil Armstrong, and nearly 100 other astronauts all graduated from PAX. Pilots from the US Army, Navy, and Marines come here to be tested to their limits. US Marine Major Matt Kelly is an FA-18 test pilot.
When you're getting ready to apply full power at the end of the runway, kick the afterburners in, and it just feels like somebody kicked the back of your chair. When you've seen speeds that you're flying that you've never seen before, if that don't turn you on, you don't have a switch.
Kelly's job involves much more than extreme flight speeds. His test flights also focus on making airplanes do things they shouldn't.
High-speed flight can be dangerous, but low-speed flight can be just as dangerous, especially for a fighter aircraft, which is designed for higher airspeeds.
If the aircraft is flying too slowly, it can go into what pilots call a stall spin. Only the best pilots can regain control. Even more dangerous is the flat spin, which looks as if a giant hand has thrown the aeroplane like a frisbee. No longer aerodynamic, a jet in a flat spin is $37 million of dead weight. It's one mistake no pilot should make. Today, Major Kelly will deliberately lose control of his supersonic FA-18. In a test like this, the pilot's worst enemy is his own ego.
Because no one wants to eject in an airplane, and it's something that is relatively uncommon, pilot has a tendency to feel like he can always pull it out. A lot of guys have paid the ultimate price for holding on just a second or 2 seconds, 3 seconds too long because they think they can actually keep the airplane flying.
One protection for Kelly is a fail-safe altitude.
We pass 6,000 feet and the airplane's not recovering, we'll have to eject at that point.
Matt Kelly flies in the slipstream of giants, the first supersonic test pilots.
Stand by, we've got the weather on there.
Eventually, if you go fast enough and low enough, parts of your aircraft are going to rip off. And it's just a question of at what airspeed that'll happen to any aircraft. So one of the most critical types of flight testing we do at PAX is the flutter test points, because you have to find out how fast and low the aircraft can go before you can do other stuff.
From the 33,000, less than a mile to the first maneuver. Engaged. We didn't hit any limits, so we're going to proceed to event 2.
What pilots fear most is loss of control. All military aircraft are tested in spins to see how they will recover.
If the guy's coming in on target and he's trying to obviously avoid being shot at, he might have to do some pretty aggressive maneuvers. So you have to test the worst case scenario. The spin test is a critical test, obviously, because there's a chance the aircraft might not recover.
Squirt, that was a bit unusual. Didn't expect that one.
Each aircraft has its own unique safety limits. The hard part is finding them.
Anything beyond that is within a safety margin that you've said you don't want to pass. So you try not to test the aircraft till failure, basically, is what would happen if you kept going.
Rolled over, wanted to go inverted though.
Yeah, we did go inverted. We'll proceed.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a showstopper.
In the past 3 decades of testing, Pax River has lost 2 airplanes. They have never lost a single pilot.